Okay, so then we're in video 2 of your Christmas break homework. So what we're going to be going over today is the rhombus and kite. Okay, the rhombus and kite is another quadrilateral. Remember, quadrilateral has 4 sides. So this is our rhombus and kite. The reason why we put them together is because they look the same. Literally. Have you ever seen a kite? A kite looks like this. Like this, boom. So that's pretty much your kite. Sorry, it could have been drawn better. Okay? So draw this in your notebook in pencil. Okay, so this is what we call a rhombus. A kite also looks like this. When you go to geometry in high school, there's actually going to be a big difference between a rhombus and kite. Okay, so a rhombus and kite do have differences. It all talks about how some sides are congruent of a rhombus versus a kite. Some other parts are parallel. But I'll leave that to your geometry teacher. The only thing you need to remember in 6th grade is this. Some parts of a rhombus slash kite. This part right here that goes from one side to the other side, that's what we call a diagonal. Diagonal. That's called a diagonal. Okay? And then a rhombus also has another diagonal. That goes down like that. Okay? So this is another diagonal. So we like calling this diagonal 1, diagonal 2. Okay? You could do it the other way. This could be called diagonal 1. This could be called diagonal 2. It doesn't matter. The only thing that you need to remember is this. This is a whole diagonal, right? There's 2 pieces to the diagonal. This piece and this piece. The only thing you need to remember is this. If this little piece was 3, this piece also has to be 3. This is what we call congruent, okay? Again, when you go to geometry, you're going to see how these lines intersect and they make congruent segments. We'll teach you that when you go to high school. But this piece right here is equal to that piece, okay? And in total, this diagonal, if you add up 3 plus 3, so diagonal 2 will be equal to 6, okay? Same process with this diagonal. Let's say, I'm making this up. Copy this down though. Let's say that's 10. If this piece is 10, then that piece also has to equal to 10. That means diagonal 1 is equal to 20. Okay? What you need to memorize is the formula. The area of a kite, so let me draw another kite. Remember, like I like drawing these? The area of a kite or a rhombus is given by this. Area is equal to D for diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2. That is the formula for a rhombus slash kite. Diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2. So let's go over some examples for this one. Okay, first one, we have this. Draw a diagonal, rhombus. And then here's your diagonal. That one. I'm going to use 2 different colors. That diagonal is 35 meters. Let's draw another diagonal that goes down like this. Let's call this diagonal 12 meters. And we have to figure out the area of the diagonal, okay? So the first thing we do is write the formula. Area of a kite is equal to diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 over 2, okay? This one right here is your diagonal 1. This one right here is your diagonal 2. You could call this diagonal 1 if you want. You could call this diagonal 2. Doesn't matter. Then just punch it in. We have 12 meters times 35 meters divided by 2. You guys can use a calculator. In all of these geometry videos, you could use a calculator. In the Smarter Balance, they're going to let you use a calculator. The only thing you really need to memorize is the formula. So I'm going to go really quick on this. You should have gotten this. If you would have gotten 420 meters squared divided by 2. So the final answer is area is equal to 210 meters squared. That is the answer for that problem. And you're done. Okay? Let's do another one. Another rhombus. Again, rhombus and kite in 6th grade. There's no difference. You're going to see that big fat difference when you go to geometry. Let's go to another example. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? That's That diagonal is worth, let's call this, the whole thing is worth 12 inches, okay? And then let's go over here. This is, only this piece is 9 inches. Ooh, I'm trying to trick you right here, okay? Think about it. This whole piece is 12. All of this is 12. But only this piece is 9 inches. You need the whole thing. If this is 9 inches, how much will that piece be worth? Remember at the beginning of the video? They're the same. They're congruent. So this also has to be 9 inches. Again, this whole thing is 12. But this only piece is 9, so that one has to be 9. Now we go ahead and write the formula. Area of a rhombus, diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2. Okay? Diagonal 1, let's call this one diagonal 1, call this one diagonal 2. Diagonal 1 is worth 12 inches. Diagonal 2 is not 9. Diagonal 2 is all of this piece right here. So 9 plus 9 is 18 inches divided by 2. I used the calculator, so I'm going to go over it fast. I got 12 times 18, I got 432 inches squared. And then this is what happened last year in the 6th graders. They would always forget to divide by 2. Divide by 2, so your final answer is area equals 216 inches squared. Okay? You need to be careful. They're not always going to give you a diagonal. They're going to give you a piece of it, so you have to know, like, oh, if this is 9, this has to be 9. If I would have told you to break down this diagonal, then this would be 6 inches, and this will be 6 inches. Okay? Let's do another one. One with a fraction. Okay. Let's give you this one. Let's give you this one. This whole thing is worth 8 1/4 feet. Ooh, fractions. Now let's give you this piece right here. And let's call this piece, only this piece is worth 20 feet. Once again, all of this is worth 8 1/4. Okay? This is a rhombus / kite. So area, another picture, diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2 equals, let's call, do you see how this is the whole piece? That means this is your diagonal 1. Will 20 be your diagonal 2? It's only this little piece. You need the whole thing. If this is 20, this also has to be 20 feet. You're pretty much ready to go. Diagonal 1, we said it's 8 1/4 feet. Diagonal 2 is not 20. Diagonal 2 is this whole piece. 20 plus 20 is 40 feet. Divided by 2. You already know how to do this. Stop the video and see what you get. Okay? When I did this, I got area is equal to 40. I'll have it backwards here, so I won't confuse you. I got 33 over 4 times 40 over 1. And then I cross-canceled. That's 1. That's 10. So then I got area equals 330 feet squared. Don't forget to divide this by 2. So your final answer is going to be area equals 165 feet squared. Because I divided 330 divided by 2 with the calculator. Okay? Let's try one last one with a decimal. Again, if I'm going fast, just rewind the video. Again, you can use a calculator for these. The hardest part about a rhombus is the whole idea of the diagonal. If they give you the diagonal or not. Use that one. Let's say, let me cut this up. Let's say all of this piece is 9.5 inches. Okay? And let's say that this piece, only this little piece is 7 inches. Okay? Did I give you a diagonal here? Yes, I did. So this is your diagonal 1. You could call it diagonal 2 if you want. But I only have a little piece here. I want the whole thing. So if this is 7, how much is that? 7 inches. That means this diagonal 2 is 7 plus 7, which is 14. So now let's punch it into the formula. Area of a little rhombus is equal to diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 over 2. Area equals 9.5 inches times 14 inches divided by 2. Therefore, I'm using a calculator. I have everything calculated out. This is 133 inches squared divided by 2. So your final answer should be equal to 66.5 inches squared. Again, I use a calculator. The most important thing that you need to remember about a rhombus / kite is, did you give me the diagonal? If I give you the diagonal, you should be happy. If not, you should already know how to do it. Again, if this is 7, that has to be 7. Altogether, it's 14. So now let's give you the homework that goes along with this one. Same thing, comes from the skinny book. We're doing chapter 13. In your notebook, I want you to do page 83 on the skinny book, number 5 and 6. I also want you to do number 8 in your notebook, and then I want you to do page 84, number 3. And that's it. The only thing you remember, this formula, do those problems, and that's it for video number 2.